Hey everybody, thanks again for tuning in. This is Volume 13, Life in the Marsh, and I know I was hoping for the big explosion. I only did one day in the marsh, it was only Sunday. Saturday, me, Jody, took our little granddaughter Emma to Magic Wings in Deerfield, Mass, the butterfly exhibit. So we may be putting together something with that. It was a very, very cool day with the little one who has now grabbed my Nikon D7100 and took her first photo. So we'll probably show them off in another video. But anyhow, like I said, I only had Sunday. Had a lot of activity in the marsh with humans, actually. Some wakeboarders, and some guys in the canoes, blue crabbing out of the canoes in my area. So it really put a damper on the wildlife scene. I did end up moving to one location, which I was hoping to grab some mink, but unfortunately, the mink, I'm minkless. But show you what I did have. Beautiful, beautiful twin fawns coming out into the marsh, and I was able to capture that before everybody got going in the marsh. Seems like we're getting close to the holiday there towards the weekend, but I am going to be in the marsh maybe 4, maybe 5. Took Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, so whew. We could have some great stuff. Let's just hope so. But here we go. Well, that opening photo was last year, same time of the year, this time in the marsh, and the little fawn looking up at the big buck. That was a very special moment. And almost the same exact location where I would get the two twins coming out. So his first grouping of the day was, a little fawn with 3 moms. Well, 1 mom and maybe 2 aunts. So we'll get into the parking area. The hay bales were still there, and had some beautiful golden light just came through at that time. And I was fortunate enough to get this nice doe, and there was another doe there. A more paler doe, the one in the back. Whoops, almost caught it doing something that it shouldn't be doing on camera. The one in the back, that is. But when I came back from the marsh, I had pulled the hay bale, so I will not get another picture of it there in front of the hay bales. So, but you see this one here, the flies, they're not deer flies, they're just regular, the black flies, flesh flies, I believe. Not even flesh flies that are on the deer. When they cut the hay, there's a lot of flies. So that's where we are there. I get up to Davenport Outlook, and actually maybe it wasn't Davenport, maybe a little further down. This is level, so. And you see the one osprey on the pole. Not too good there. There's not a lot of ospreys left in the marsh. It felt like the whole world just... there was life coming out of the marsh. I'm going to pan into a few more nests here. There was a mimosa tree, or mimosa tree, with the pink flowers that used to stand in the stand at the field station near there, and I used to love getting the migrating hummingbirds this time of the year, and I didn't have that. There's another osprey there on the nest, but certainly their numbers have been dwindled down, and the nest behind it, as you see, has no osprey on it. All the girls are gone. A few males are still hanging around, a few immatures, And unfortunately, we don't got any shad, which would be a great bait fish for them to be feeding on in the marsh. And here was... pretty much, I go to the other side, and you see them reeds to the right. That's right where the big buck was with the little fawn just to the right of that. So, like I said, almost identical spot. Always nice spot here to have deer come out into the marsh. And a little lengthy this video, but you get to see the twins and just how love the little air wiggle there. Just how things just come out when you're in a nice little place, and you're just sitting there and you're enjoying it. Of course, I'm across the lake here, the pond. It's not really a lake. Oops, sorry about that, but I can't control nature, and I guess the need is the need. And when you got the need, you got the need. I can't control that. Certainly. There is one little fawn. I don't know if you can see where the rock is. The right hand edge of the rock, there's a fawn there, and there's another fawn that will be coming from the left hand side of the rock in the brush. So if you keep your eye on that, you can watch this nicely as the. You can see there was a breeze in the morning, usually flat calm, and that's the whole area right there. I mean, I was a little further down, a lot closer to that corner last week with the striped bass, but you can see there was a breeze in the morning with the overcast sky and misty fog Sunday morning down there. So just letting this video develop into a little activity. Since I didn't have, you see the little whitetail to the left? There you go. Watch the little bit more little ones coming out. So that's why Mom's just standing there. She's got two that ain't doing much right now, and she's just waiting for them to join her. It's always a serene time when you just, but this is rare, okay? Usually, like if I'm sitting here, like last week, you're going to see a few swirls, a few bait fish action, but there was nothing. So the baby mad hate and the peanut bunker, the one that really drive the bass insane into the frenzy, are not in the marsh as of right now in great numbers. So there was a lot of activity all the way on the east side of the marsh. This is on the west side of the marsh. I actually may go there Thursday first in the morning. Just it's a gamble. If you can't get from one end to the other end, at least I can't physically anymore. So it's always a gamble where you end up. But this is not what was really a gamble. This is a solid area for solid activity, and actually very disappointed that the activity didn't happen. Though I did find fresh otter scat, and we call that black gold. Did not see any otters, but just to find some fresh otter scat in the marsh always just makes me happy. They'll be coming up to join her shortly, and you see them working on. Look, I love the little air flicks and stuff. You can only get that with the slow mo. You get that with the slow mo. And right now, this is shot on slow motion with my Nikon D780. That's a full frame camera, so I'm shooting with a 500mm lens on the tripod. And you can see, thank God I finally got a tripod, huh, folks? Everything's nice and still. I mean, but I did lose shots because of the tripod. You can't get the overhead shots as you would normally. You know, birds flying by and stuff like that. It's just you lose shots. This is why I kept this short in so long. I was waiting to see if they come to the water's edge, and there they are. The two little ones come out, and that makes me super happy because this is the only set of twins I've had this year in the marsh. And you know, I spent so much time in the middle of the marsh this year with very limited twin activity, and now here we, you know, peel off, take a couple of stills because that video was running a little lengthy on that, waiting for a little more activity, and there's Mom with the two, and you can see one to the right has less spots, so one is, you know, pretty soon their spots will be gone. So they won't be little babies anymore. They'll be entering their first winter, and we never know what winter's going to bring, huh? So we wish them luck. They made it through coyote season. Now we get to another video here as she's made her way to the water. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy this. This is special. Now this is we not far from where this deer is fresh water, and right behind them there's actually a pond called Fresh Pond that separates near the marsh. But she is drinking what I would believe would be brackish water. I'm sure she gets some salt minerals out of that, so I guess she can handle it. That's for sure. But you know, you always wonder, oh, is the little one going to slip in, fall in, you know? It's amazing. See Mom do it, I can do it. So, now if this was one of my siblings, somebody would be in the water right now because someone will get a little push from behind for sure. that certainly that opportunity would not be passed. I'm pretty sure of that. So. But I guess this is a much nicer siblings than I have. Well, actually, my siblings are the best, so I'm very fortunate to have the brothers and sisters that I do have. Very fortunate human being, period, as far as look what I get to see. Sunday morning. Just me and these deer. No one else. This is like a personal showing for one person. This is my private screening before things started getting going in the marsh here. And it was pretty active, you know. I mean, there's some vacationers that stay in the beachfront houses. I know they hunt for blue crabs every year. They have their cookouts and stuff. I don't know how they did with when the water's moving like that. It's not easy to spot the blue crabs. But then the wakeboarders, it's becoming more of a wakeboard and kayak thing. You're starting to see more people enter the area. But and the crazy thing about this week is I had the least amount of action. I did not get bit by a greenhead fly. So after being killed all summer long, I would have took 20, 30 bites to have a little more action than I had in the marsh. That's for sure. Oh, got a little toe wet there, or his toe wet. Now that one certainly has less spots than the other one, so the coats are growing longer, which means winter is coming. And we'll see how it goes through the winter. We'll see some changes. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this series, Life in the Marsh, throughout the winter. My whole goal was, was a practice run, sort of say, to put together a full year documentary. I certainly will be just using the YouTube platform to do my every week. Hopefully I'll be exploring some newer locations from time to time. I mean, I'll probably be locked in almost, but I'll be going in the canoe, getting in the river, and certainly being active as I can, and trying to capture as much stuff because I love just being outside in life. And oh God, I never get tired of those in the marsh. I mean, I know the sky isn't pretty, but it's, it is what it is. Unfortunately, you would think this would be a beautiful scene in the fall. There's no colors here in the fall. This is an absolute dead brown, and I mean, it's disappointing because when you get the water, the lake, near the salt water, you don't get them brilliant colors in this area. That's for sure. And but there's still life, and that's the biggest thing. We got a little still of her drinking, and the other one coming down to it. Threw a few stills in here. I snapped a few stills just to play around. I wish I would have had my D500, but I didn't feel like switching lens at this point. Just when I cropped a little more, because with my crop center, I just feel much more comfortable with my D500 than and I know that sounds stupid because a full frame camera will be the crop sensor any day of the week as far as quality goes. But for me, I just like to have the reach that gives me, and I didn't bring my 1.4 converter with me either, so it was just a matter of I didn't bring it because what I was expecting was straight bass action right up against the bank or in the a shallow area of field, and I didn't want to have too much lens. Using that, I use a 500 millimeter. That's a prime lens. It's a prime lens, which means I can't zoom in and out of. I'm stuck to that range, and which I'm glad to be stuck with it because it does produce some very crisp photos when you do everything right. Just a little third video, she does a shake. That's why I put. Oh God, I love this shake, don't you? It's like watching the puppy come out of the water. Must be relieving for them too. If I didn't get bit by green flies, I'm sure they weren't getting hit too bad either. So we lucked out with this, lucked out with that part of it. But I went after this. I went down to the mouth where the freshwater creek comes in, where I do get minks often, very often. And sometimes you stay there 2-3 hours and you see one for 30 seconds. and you're thrilled to death. And I sat there for a good 3 hours, and I didn't see one. But there's also at this time of the year, I should have ran either. Usually there's little green heron around. Next week or the week after, we'll start seeing. Should see a few of the immature night crown herons. It's weird. We don't get. I don't get them over here. The adult night crown herons to stop off on their way back, but usually we always get immature ones to hang around in the general area where I'll be. We get spotted sandpipers that are always around, and also where I went down in the corner where shortly you'll see is where we usually get some yellow legs too, feeding on the shrimp and stuff that goes down the channel. The other thing I went down the channel for is because I have been bewildered. This is now, I think, 3 straight days on this side of the marsh, and I have not seen a diamondback terrapin. And this is the area I see my diamondback terrapins constantly. And very disappointed with not seeing any of them. So, it's just been a weird year. I just, come with the ospreys, it was a weird year. With the lack of aggression towards the young birds, the lack of fish being brought back to the nest, full fish and stuff. It was just a weird year. Of course, it's the year I decided to try to bring it all together and bring you all together. But there is still action to be had. There are still, though you do not see one today, there are still, I'm praying there's still, come Thursday, a good 50, 60 egrets in the marsh. I'm still hoping for that. So stay with me. Please stay with me. Don't give up. The action is, this is slow, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Maybe my talking isn't beautiful. Maybe that's an issue, but if you're standing here and you're looking at the dull screen and I'm playing it for you, it's, to me, I wish I had a little background music maybe, but then again, you probably fall asleep. So you can certainly see though the one closest to Mom, his spots are certainly much more spotty, as they say. And it's getting closer to the time when they'll be really getting going. I haven't really seen a mixed herd, too many mixed herds yet, of when they're really introducing them to their aunts and other siblings. Hopefully I'll catch that one morning prior to going in. There's a lot of places around on my way into this direction where I regularly encounter my deer. And hopefully we'll get some big bucks in the next couple of weeks. Oh, we love the bucks. Hopefully we get a nice impressive animal that, maybe the father of these 2 bucks. Maybe the one with the wanky antler will show up again. I had him, two weeks in a row there at one time, but that streak ended. Like all streaks, everything ends. But I planned, I do plan on one day going in one of the local rivers here with my brother, and I should be able to capture some nice great blues and stuff like that. And maybe in the ospreys feeding out front at the mouth of the ocean. So looking forward to this week. I am really looking forward this week to really get that going. Get it really like that. This is the rush, and then October is really the last of the mayhem as far as the striped bass and the feeding. And then we're just pretty much hoping for good mink activity, and certainly we're hoping for otters. In other locations, and we'll go to other locations to gather different stuff. Certainly we're gonna have some stuff for some butterflies coming in. Not just the butterfly magic wings that me and Jody and Emma went to this past weekend, but I'm sure I'll capture. I'll take a walk down between the fields and get some of the local butterfly activity that's in there. September and October does offer some insect availability. There's the praying mantis stuff we want to capture. So this is now I'm in the mouth of the creek, and you see the green on the left of the screen. I get the smallest window, if a mink were to come out over here to actually photograph, and I had a cormorant come down, and he was pushing bait fish in the low tide, and so we'll end it with some fiddler crabs. Fiddler crabs, just as the tide has receded quite a bit. That's far where that cormorant was, believe it or not. So this is how long I wait for my mink that didn't show up, and then I called her today. I actually went to my sister's house and set up a game camera for her because she gets a lot of ice animals going through her backyard. So that ought to be exciting. Hopefully, maybe she'll